I have a good friend who's a Christian but is a lesbian. How do I support her when I disagree with her choice to marry another woman? Should I attend the wedding?
Oh, boy. All right. Jesus got into a lot of trouble from the religious people of his day for doing what? For hanging out with sinners, right? Lots of trouble all the time. Criticized, why are you hanging out with those people? And so the religious people looked at him and they thought, oh, you're approving of what they do. Did the sinners that Jesus was hanging out with, did they interpret his presence as approval for their sin? No, they did not. In fact, here's the classic example. You got Zacchaeus, who was a tax collector, most notorious sinner in his town, climbs a tree to see Jesus. Jesus sees him and says, Zach, come down, I'm going to have lunch at your house. Everybody in town said, oh, he's gone to the house of a sinner. What's he doing that for? What was Zacchaeus' response? Did he interpret Jesus coming to his house for lunch as approval for his sin? Not at all. In fact, Zacchaeus said, Lord, I repent. I'm going to give back all the money I've ever wrongfully taken. I'm going to, do this for the poor. He totally changed. In other words, Jesus' presence wasn't an affirmation of his sin. Jesus' presence was a loving call to transformation. And that's what happened to Zacchaeus. And so here's my take on that. I think sometimes as Christians we get this flipped around and we think, well, if I were to go, by the way, first of all, if you get invited to a gay person's wedding, it's probably because you're a close enough friend or family member that they'd like you there, right? So this isn't a stranger. And given that fact, do you think they probably already know what you think about gay marriage? Yeah, more than likely, yeah. If this is a close friend or family, they probably already know that. So would your going then, is it likely that they're going to interpret that like, oh, hey, they're all for this. They support my same-sex lifestyle, if you want to use that term. I don't think that's what they'd say. Now, if you're afraid about that, you could certainly go to them and say, I would love to come to your wedding. I just want to make something clear. I am not coming because I believe that gay marriage is a biblical thing. But I am coming because I love you, and I want you to know that. And so that's how I would approach that. I'd approach it very carefully. Again, every person's got to decide for themselves. But I think bottom line is Jesus says, love everyone always.